Bungie has finally played their hand and shown us the 6th subclass that we'll be getting in the final shape, among some other things in the dev stream. Okay, so obviously, Prismatic is fucking dope. We all know that. However, while I was watching this past dev stream, I noticed a few things that I think some people are kind of missing amongst all the new rumors and whatnot. So, let's get some big things out of the way first and foremost. These are the things that everybody should have noticed. I mean, the stream was meant to preview this shit, so I'd be surprised if nobody knew it by now. First off, we have a new enemy race. Dread enemies are designed to be the direct thralls of the Witness. No, not those thralls. And they take heavy design inspiration from the Tormentors. And they fly now?
They fly now!
These enemies look fantastic, and they also seem to be playing with the darkness abilities a bit more. Two of the enemies, which are the dread versions of the Scions, basically, have a strand or stasis ability. And the one I like the most is the strand one. That dread Scion will be able to send out a wave that kind of acts like a rubber band and pulls you out from behind cover, so it's forcing you to play with your positioning a bit more, which is a good switch up. No.
Enemy spotted.
You're not going nowhere. That wasn't enough to kill you? That sucks. The second big detail is the return of exotic class items. This has been a thing that people have been asking for a long time, and I'm very excited to see the potential that people will be making with them. Hey, I got it off. That's good. Ow. Damn it. Can you not? Again? Dude, this guy loves his slam abilities. Look at him go. That's the 3rd time! 4th time! Against me. Like, just back off, please. Oh, thank God. You know what? This isn't much better. Explode! Exotic class items will be the first ever time you're allowed to have 2 exotic armor perks on at the same time, which is absolutely nuts. I mean, think of all of the possibilities. Crown of Tempest and Stormdancer's Brace, Lordly Splendor and Path of Burning Steps, Gerfalcon's Hauberk and Orpheus Rig, Prometheum Spur and Sanguine Alchemy? Okay, maybe scratch that last one. Jokes aside, there are tons of powerful combinations to choose from, and this unlocks an unbelievable amount of build crafting to the game. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't believe we'll be restricted to exotic perks from our classes alone. During the stream when they were showing off the Titan mark, they had 2 perks that are not accessible to Titans on the mark itself. They showed off that the Titan had access to Spirit of the Star Eater and Spirit of the Ophidian, taking advantage of Ophidian aspect and Star Eater scales from Warlocks and Hunters, respectively. Forget having 2 perks from the same class. Now everybody is going to get access to Star Eater's super buff ability. Supers like Needlestorm and Thundercrash were already good, but imagine a 4 times buff Star Eater Needlestorm or Thundercrash. Not to mention probably adding on Curus of the Falling Star or Swarmers to the mix. Oh, I need to deal with this guy. Bonk. Damn it. Okay, fine. We'll do that instead. We have another one. And finally, of course, we have our 6th and seemingly final subclass. Prismatic is designed around the idea of a biblically accurate guardian having access to all of our elements that we have up until now. While we won't be as powerful as like an actual lore accurate guardian, because those guys are able to spam supers like back to back. I forgot I'm not using Mountaintop. Our ability spam is kind of at that level already, so I'm not too worried that we won't be powerful enough. I think Prismatic is going to come out the gate firing on all cylinders, and we'll have a good time with it no matter what. Explode! No, I get the feeling that my build is not very effective right now. I need to workshop this for a second. Well, this isn't a problem. Strange. No matter. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Oh, he's mad. Prismatic, however, is going to be making a pretty big splash when he comes regardless. It's coming with 3 new supers, 1 for each of our major classes, a new system called Transcendence, which basically allows us to supercharge our abilities and completely juice our grenade with 2 different elemental alignments. In addition to these 3 new supers and Transcendence, we will also be getting 3 new aspects. Again, 1 for each of our major classes. Oh, this is a bad idea. Freeze. Explode. Freeze. Explode. I love this gun, bro. This gun is such a cool concept. Explode. Thank you. Titan behavior. Ignite. Let's go. Oh boy. I'm getting it off. I'm nuts. Never mind. Of course I put on the linear fusion rifle for a witch of all things. And I still have to hit with my shotgun to actually get its effects off. Yeah, huge. How did I gain that health back? What? I'm not gonna question it. Never mind. Thank you, God. Oh, huge. Oh, I'm so good. Can you guys tell that I don't main Titan? Thank you for keeping her busy. I fucking missed. You know, with how shit my aim is, you could probably guess that I do main Titan. Maybe I should just stick to rockets. So, as disappointed as I am that we didn't get a whole new element to work with, and as salty as I remain, that Strand ended up being the BDSM subclass and not a poison one, I do find Prismatic to be super cool. However, Prismatic's reveal has worried a lot of people that it's going to replace all reason to use any other subclass, which is a pretty valid fear. It seems very versatile, and with a bunch of new leaks floating about in the midst of new content revelations, an age-old question has turned into a brand new beast. The question used to always be, should Bungie just make Destiny 3 and replace Destiny 2? And it has now become, is Destiny 3 real? This is ridiculous, by the way. Destiny 3 being developed in secret would be massive news, and any leaks we've had already would have probably gotten that information out to us by now if it were real. Yikes! You know, a Panic Barricade is way better than Panic Rift. Actually, you know what? I don't think this hand cannon is cutting it. Gotta be honest, I might have to switch to Scout. Just kidding, not a Scout. I'll switch to Tiku's, actually. Or maybe something else? I don't know. A few things are stoking this rumor mill right now. The main vent, in my opinion, is this one leak that got out just recently about Bungie developing something under the name Project Payback. Everybody, and I basically mean everybody, thinks this is Destiny 3. Which, as much as I want D3 to be real, I just don't think it's a thing yet. Oh, what a good toss. I totally meant to do that. Believe me, please. Please believe me that I meant to do that. But Project Payback's existence, I don't think is enough to actually get the rumor mill started too much. However, that leak being released alongside the content reveal of Prismatic specifically has made the idea of Destiny 3 all the more real. You see, once Prismatic was revealed, a lot of people started thinking, hey, this system seems a lot like it could fit into D3 a bit too cleanly. Some people have suggested that after the backlash they received after not revealing the red subclass in their last stream, it's been rumored that Prismatic was going to be the base system in D3 and was rushed out for the final shape in order to sate players who were mad about the lack of a 6th subclass reveal in the last stream. Others have suggested that Prismatic was just cobbled together after the backlash instead. People were rumoring about this red subclass for a while, and there have been quite a few threads in the game itself. Things like the Puka Pond, the cushion sitting there, being in the form of Stasis Strand, and a final red cushion that a lot of people suggested was the 3rd Darkness subclass. Nightmares also have a very common red theme to them, and it is not unfathomable to believe that that is a darkness power that we could have gotten access to at some point. There are other threads that I'm forgetting right now sitting around in the game, but suffice it to say, there's no case to be made for a red subclass existing. I hate Shriekers. Oh, that was kind of fun. But rushing it together in about, 4 months? Or pushing its development way from Destiny 3 all the way here? These two rumors, whether it was rushed forward or cobbled together, are just ridiculous. First of all, game development just doesn't work that way. I mean, think about how spaghettified D2's code already is. Threading these abilities into one single subclass is a lot more difficult than a lot of people would like to think. On the surface, it really just looks like you're mixing and matching a whole pool of supers, abilities, aspects, and grenades and melees into one class. But picking and choosing and mixing and matching these assets on the back end is a lot more complicated than you might think. Were you not already dead? You see, coding all of these things together, making them interact well with one another, all of this is already complicated enough, but any unintended side effects you might have within balancing and whatnot, which is already a huge problem in Destiny, gets magnified exponentially when you start mixing things carelessly. The interwoven nature of Prismatic and all the new elements now in a single player's control has so much potential for shenanigans that Bungie would have had to be planning this for a long time. There's a reason so many people are required to maintain a live service game, and it's because of shenanigans that players can find in all of the code. Yikes. I might do the same thing. No. Stay back. I just don't think it's reasonable to suspect that Bungie rushed this subclass through development from either a new entry or cobbled it together in like 4 months' time. It's far more likely that Prismatic has been in development for a long time, and just like the rumored red subclass, there's some endgame evidence to suggest it as well, and I think the evidence is potentially just as strong. Hey, new mountaintop. Sucks. I don't have my super back. Freeze. I'm gonna super here again. I get it back. It'll be fine. Man, I'm just not even using consecration. That's like my whole build. What am I doing? Where'd my gun go? Where'd that knight go? Oh my god. See? Spaghetti code. I'm not crazy, I promise. Bonk. One user on Reddit actually pointed out that Tessellation, the new exotic that you get for pre-ordering the final shape, has a very prismatic reminiscent design, and actually its exotic perk that allows you to siphon any ability alignment from your subclass grenade is very telling to Prismatic's ability to utilize all the colors of our deadly rainbow. Another reasonable suspicion of mine is that the final shape is the culmination and celebration of the entirety of Destiny. That's obviously first shown in the Pale Heart, our new patrol destination, which is designed as a greatest hits compilation of all of our old locations that we've explored in the past. Thank you. Oh, whoa, there's a knight here. Bonk, 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 bonk. I'm gonna win this punch out. Fuck. I am uncomfortable. Before I was so rudely interrupted by dying. The Pale Heart is designed to take us through all of our old locations that we've explored in the past. It's actually pretty reasonable to me that Bungie decides to design a subclass fully intent on bringing the greatest hits of our abilities into one fold with a single subclass. I mean, they're doing it already with the Brave Arsenal right now in Onslaught. Even weapons as new as Succession and Forbearance are getting reprisals. These are weapons that are still pretty good right now, maybe not Succession, but they're still viable weapons in a lot of different areas. And yet here Brave Arsenal is still reprising them because they're some of the most memorable ones we've had. It really is no surprise that Prismatic is doing the same thing with all of our great abilities that we've come to love over Destiny 2's timeline. Can these guys like stop shooting for a second? Oh my god. That exotic high boomer we got doesn't even shoot that fast, I don't think. I wouldn't know, I've never used it. That thing is not good. I'm sure I'm missing a few hints for Prismatic as well, just as I am for the red subclass. But in terms of in-game hints, this is about as big as it gets. It's the same case with, I wanted to, okay, I deserve that. But in terms of in-game hints, these are about as big as they get. They usually don't get really big. The Prismatic and red subclass hints that we both have are about on the same tier. Hello, bop, bop. I reloaded before I shot my second shot. Okay, but okay, let's take a little bit of a step back. The final shape and beyond is a huge deal for Destiny. That much is beyond clear. Bungie is intent on ending the saga of the Witness and the Traveler on June 4th, when the final shape drops. Can we do something about this? I hate witches so much. I hate the Hive. Did I fuck that up? Don't care. Still taking the kill. Yeet. Jesus, how fast do I have to be moving to get my shoulder bash going, man? The final shape and beyond is a real big deal for... I already said that. The new episode system, the system that's going to be replacing seasons, thank God, are going to likely wrap up the loose threads we get from the final shape story and set up a few new ones for the future as well. The big question then becomes, where does Destiny 3 fit into all this? Episodes seem to have equal, if not more, total content than seasons currently do, but for the sake of speculation, I'm just gonna say that they have an equal amount of content total. 3 episodes with equal content to 4 seasons over 1 expansion year. Bungie would have to maintain this current course for probably 2-ish more years before we even start to see hints of teasers for Destiny 3. Now, if we assume that Bungie has already been working on Destiny 3 in the background for a while, maybe since Lightfall, or the rumors have told me since Witch Queen started, they've been developing it, this is a huge split of investment for Bungie. Not even considering the other IPs that they were developing like Matter or Marathon. even though I think they can matter in like, what, December 2020? I think that's the figure I heard. However, listen, I'm about to put on my copium rebreather, man. I'm gonna entertain some goofy ideas. Prismatic, Dread, exotic class items. These are extreme overhauls to the entirety of Destiny's system. A small detail that many have overlooked, however, is the gameplay also shows off a revamped HUD, aimed at increasing the amount and quality of information the player receives from the system. We have numerous subclass details adorning the left, armor mods among other things on the right, the exotic weapon perk you're using appears by the ability and ammo counter, and mechanic trackers appear across the top. Alright, now hear me out. This right here, the HUD revamp, this is what convinced me to or from whether or not Destiny actually exists. If it existed, I think they likely wouldn't have bothered revamping the HUD to an insane degree. Once we get to a new system, a new HUD is going to come with it, and we will get a newish aesthetic. It didn't really change so much from Destiny 1 to Destiny 2, and the HUD revamp in Destiny 2 Final Shape is very minimal. More buff indicators and the same number of unique subclass and exotic icons tells me that there is not a excessive amount of consideration into developing our HUD for years to come. A HUD, especially a good HUD, is something that only gives the player as much information as they need and remains pretty minimalistic so as not to clutter your gameplay space. A good HUD should give the player vital information necessary for regular gameplay and important events. Now, because I'm a zombies nerd, I'm gonna compare this to Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, and Cold War. Get the fuck out of here, Vanguard, nobody likes you. Black Ops 3 Zombies HUD is simple and clean. Only vital information is provided here and nothing more. Its aesthetic is elegant and changes to reflect each map and crew as needed. Black Ops 4's is ass. Yeah, we know. I mean, look at all this information. Why do I need to know exactly what this room is called? Why are my perks so fucking big? And why do I need to know which one is in which machine? Just give me 4 outlines close to the edge or close to a corner with a more detailed or noticeable one indicating which one is the modifier. Why the fuck do I need to know what the outline of the gun I'm holding is? I can just look at the fucking gun in my hands, man. And don't even get me started on these point counters. Oh, don't yell at me. I know I'm not using bait and switch. I just don't want to be bothered trying to go hit something with conditional. And now listen, I am a Cold War fanboy. I think it did a good job introducing people to the franchise, and I think it is a great game. It's super replayable and really fun. I think its systems are a good step forward for the entire franchise. Cold War's HUD is still really cluttered and unruly, but everything is pretty simplified, especially compared to Black Ops 4. Finally, an auto-loading roll. It's been so long since I've seen auto-loading on a mountaintop. And of course, I get something I don't want. Wonderful. Cold War's HUD is still pretty unruly and cluttered, but it's a lot more simplified than whatever the fuck BO4 has going on. The devs put some more consideration into what a player might want to see while they're playing a zombies mode. Especially with a few tweaks that you can access in the settings, the HUD becomes pretty clean even though the aesthetic isn't really too great. Oh no. Yeah, I think I need a new loadout right now. This one ain't gonna cut it, chief. As soon as I get my super, I'm gonna pop it. Yeet. Okay, now to retreat to a safe position before I get exploded by cursed thralls. Hot swap to void. Yeah, that'll work. Bonk.
Hello.
Get! Warlock! What the fuck are you doing? Holy shit! Cold War has a compass and a mini-map to help you track objectives and find where unexpected enemies might be, a point ticker upon point earned to help you confirm values, and a myriad of health bars and numbers to better ascertain how effective your weapons are doing and how dangerous your enemies are. Some of these things are a little unwelcome, but they can be turned off in the menu. Destiny 1's HUD is exceptionally simple, and Destiny 2 tries to carry that torch. But as the game has dragged on, things got a lot more complicated, and we need to track a lot more as the game goes on. Our builds and our mechanics have gotten more complicated, and we need more indicators to keep track of what events are going on with our perks and our weapons. If this HUD, the HUD from the final shape reveal stream, was intent on making us ready for new content for years to come in the same system, it would have to look a lot different and have a lot more folded in and elegant icons and elements in order to better prepare us. So that's my cope. I do think that Bungie would like to make a new Destiny title dedicated to live updating and more, but I just highly doubt that they would have gotten the ball rolling on it already. In my opinion, I think it'll be a long time before we see any official information about Destiny 3. Anyway, that's about as much as I have to say on the topic. I am super excited for the final shape, and I hope you guys are too. Prismatic, exotic class items, the dread enemy type. All of this stuff is super exciting, and I hope to see you guys on June 4th and June 7th when the final shape raid launches. Thanks guys, and I'll see you all later.